What do you think you're doing?
Excuse me?
Stand right there. You look like you're sweating.
Well, it's hot.
Or you've been running.
Why would I be running?
Because you're a part of it. Pier 9, runners heading south.
I'm a tourist.
Tourists don't run. Droid assistance, please.
Wait, what is he?
He said hang.
Misunderstand.
Hang.
No, he means what?
Hang.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. All you libs who squealed that nobody's about the law over the last 4 years, you can come get it. You can get it real good. Here we go. Breaking: Hannah Dugan, a Milwaukee judge, has just been arrested by the FBI. She reportedly helped an illegal criminal alien evade arrest. If only there were signs. You know, if only there were some signs that maybe Hannah Dugan was a political activist LARPing in a judge's robe, just like maybe the Ukrainian trident there, masking a statue, double masking herself as a slob sitting there in a desk. Could you imagine being judged by these people? We judge you, Hannah Dugan. We hope that you spend the rest of your life in prison. Allegedly, she misdirected federal agents away from the subject being arrested in her courthouse. The subject was a criminal alien, allowing the subject to evade arrest. She's been charged with obstructing an arrest of an illegal alien. Tom Homan saying, I look forward to federal charges, lady. Tom Homan said there have been 2 judges arrested by ICE for aiding and abetting illegals in the past 24 hours. The first one we had recently covered in New Mexico, who had a Tren de Aragua member living with him. Let's hear.
That's to shield or harbor illegal immigrants like the sanctuary states city leaders have been doing. Do you think they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law and possibly put in prison?
Absolutely. And hold tight on that one. Because it's coming. It's coming. I've been clearing that since day one.
I love Tom Homan. Tom Homan is Donald Trump's caveman. He's Donald Trump's skull crusher from a Norwegian Viking crew. Here we go. Footage of Hannah Dugan, disgraced, leaving the courthouse after facing federal arrest. Why is she not in handcuffs? Why is she not in handcuffs? Get her in handcuffs. Ladies and gentlemen, she runs out like a little rat.
Judge, anything to say about this?
Runs out like a rat to her waiting car. And some little minder scum. Well, doesn't look too happy. Let's hear what Kash Patel has to say about this. Hannah Dugan can get it from Kash. Just now, the FBI arrested Hannah Dugan out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, charged with obstruction. After evidence that the Judge Dugan was obstructing an immigration arrest operation last week, we believe that Judge Dugan intentionally misdirected federal agents away from the subject, who was arrested at the courthouse, allowing the subject to evade arrest. Thankfully, our agents chased down the perpetrator on foot. He's in custody. And the judge's obstruction created an increased danger to the public. We'll have more to share soon. Excellent work. I look forward to seeing the footage from the courthouse. Guys, like, where would the country be without, like, virtue signaling liberal white women, right? Like exactly what paradise would we live in without these screeching girl bosses? Which, look at that. If only there were signs. This is from her Facebook page. I have a feeling she's going to be getting quite a few comments. Pam Bondi making comments on Fox News, explaining exactly what happened here. The judge learned that ICE was outside. She goes out of the hallway, screams at the immigration officers. She's furious, visibly shaking and upset. Oh, I can't wait for the footage here. There's got to be body camera footage, right?
The stage for you and Sandra. This was truly horrific. This guy was in court being prosecuted by a state prosecutor for domestic violence battery. He had beat up 2 people, a guy and a girl. beat the guy, hit the guy 30 times, knocked him to the ground, choked him, beat up a woman so badly they both had to go to the hospital. And John, you know, it's so rare for victims to want to cooperate. They wanted to cooperate. They were sitting in the courtroom with the state prosecutor. The judge learns that ICE was outside to get the guy because he had been deported in 2013, came back in our country, commits these crimes, charged with committing these crimes, victims in court. Judge finds out. She goes out in the hallway, screams at the immigration officers. She's furious, visibly shaken, upset, sends them off to talk to the chief judge. She comes back in the courtroom. You're not going to believe this. Takes the defendant and the defense attorney back in her chambers, takes them out a private exit and tells them to leave. While a state prosecutor and victims of domestic violence are sitting in the courtroom.
If only there were signs. If only there was some sign that you were dealing with a woke, lib activist masquerading as a judge. Well, now she's going to get it, baby. Oh, yes. Judge Dugan, according to Pam Bondi, will be facing full federal prosecution. We're going to prosecute you. We are prosecuting you.
Judges trying to obstruct your efforts to make this country safer. What is your message to them?
We are going to prosecute you, and we are prosecuting you. I found out about this the day it happened. We could not believe, actually, that a judge really did that. We looked into the facts in great depth. That's her picture up on the screen, Hannah Dugan, who is now in custody. You cannot obstruct a criminal case, and really, shame on her. It was a domestic violence case of all cases, and she's protecting a criminal defendant over victims of crime.
In fact, she just had an initial...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, they effed around and they found out. Now, Hannah Dugan, we may not be able to hear her say anything or see her in handcuffs where she belongs. You can see her in her silly little judge's robe. But we did get handcuffs earlier today for another Democrat judge. We're going to have to go south here to New Mexico from Wisconsin. There's a Democrat judge in New Mexico who was nabbed for having Tren de Aragua members living in his house. Kid you not. Here we go. This dude this is an actual photo. This is not some still from a Steve Martin comedy, buddy cop comedy, or some kind of like 90s rom-com. This is literally the Democrat judge throwing up gang signs, holding a beer in his backyard with gang members. These people are broken, man. They're broken. Migrant harboring New Mexico judge and wife found out as they are hauled off to court in handcuffs. A New Mexico judge who let a Tren de Aragua gangster live with him hung his head in shame as he and his wife were hauled off in handcuffs. Let's go ahead and find some of these photos, shall we? Here they are in their mugshots. This is an exciting moment for all of us. This is what we voted for. Put Democrat judges in prison. This is who they were harboring. Looks like a great guy, by the way. It was really fit. It's just a special person. Why would you be harboring a criminal alien? By the way, they nabbed his wife as well, which I think is great. His wife was actually the perp. His wife was who they were going for. And they got the judge as well. They were able to dragnet them both up. What's going on here? I mean, you have to ask questions like, why would you let gang members live with you? Were you using them for slave labor? Apparently, they were using them for household chores. Democrats go to Democrat, right? And, I mean, what, like, could it be worse? Could they be in on the cartels? Right? Were you getting leniency from the judge's bench? Using his power not to look into cartel crimes? I hope they'd throw everything at these people. Were you part of the human smuggling, trafficking? Were you getting a cut of the drug trade? Was that what was going on here? And then they used the judge's house as a safe house because, you know, he's a judge, right? New Mexico's a Democrat state. These people are sickos. They're real. I mean, they're proper monsters. Just a reminder that Hannah Dugan said in this videotape earlier in the year that she wants to use the law to advance social change for those who are the most vulnerable, while bragging about domestic violence in her courthouse and how she has an entire court set up for domestic violence while letting a domestic abuser out and literally smuggling them. It's got to be all on camera. This was the best part. These courthouses, they're all wired, right, for sound. It's got to be all on camera. So I hope the feds, like, release all of that footage. It's going to be amazing. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, subscribe for more arrests of Democrat judges. See ya.